Dude, it's a rainy day and I'm tired of sitting in the house. I can't keep this secret any longer. I think we need to show everyone.
Let's show them, man.
Let's show them. Guys, after nearly a year of looking, we finally purchased a new airplane for the channel. This is the RV4. Originally, Richard Vans established these as a kit plane, the best-selling kits in the world as an airplane. These were first introduced as an RV3, the next model was an RV4, and that's what we've got here. You'll notice that it's been, I think, over a year since we posted a video on this channel. We're ready to fire it back up. This airplane right here is the perfect tool for what we need. While I've been away, I've been focusing on a few things. I now live back in Tennessee, and I passed my instrument rating at the beginning of this month. So I'm now an instrument rated commercial pilot. So I actually ended up finding this airplane pretty close to home here. It was about an hour away driving distance. The guys over at Union City Full Stop Aviation, shout out to them, hooked me up. I actually bought this from a woman. It was her dad's. He originally built it in 1994 and finished it in 1998. Due to some medical personal reasons that I won't get into, they actually had to sell the aircraft, so I'm the second owner. This aircraft boasts a 0360 Lycoming 4-cylinder that actually came out of a Cherokee 180. We're looking at a Q-tip prop. These are carbon fiber props. This is a newer prop than it had. Originally it was a wooden prop. And 32 gallons on the fuel tanks, putting us right about somewhere around 4 hours altogether cruise time. So far I have about 15 hours in the RV4. We bought it at the end of last year, had some complications with it, had to get it back in annual. It sat for 4 years actually until we rescued it and got it back going. I'm seeing speeds about 170 mile an hour in the airplane. So far, we haven't done a lot of customization with the airplane, but we have some VGs on here that were put here by the previous owner. It really stalls at a lot lower speed than you would think. I have recently taken the halogen lights out of here and replaced it with LEDs. That's more of a prototype right now. I need to find LEDs that fit better for it, but I do plan on upgrading those. Moving into the cockpit, I want to show you the layout of the aircraft. We've got a basic 6-pack with an autopilot and a artificial horizon that's kind of the old school, I guess, Dynon almost, knockoff brand. Basic transponder Bendix King and an older ICOM radio. Everything works properly except for the autopilot. When we were doing the annual, we noticed that when the aircraft was in the full right position, it seemed like the gears were catching inside the autopilot. So we decided it was best to go ahead and just mark it in-up and unattach it. It originally came out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I believe the company's out of business now. Talk about a few things wrong with the aircraft when we first bought it. Like I say, it sat for 4 years, so there was just a few things wrong with it, but really overall there wasn't just too much. It was inside of a hangar. The guy had it covered up. It was in really good condition to be sitting for 4 years. Threw some new tires on it, new plugs. There is auto plugs on the bottom. There's an EMAG in there. Compressions were decently well, and they've come up ever since. One thing that we did have to note on that's a common thing with the Vans aircraft, especially the RV4s, I believe, is that there is rivets on the inside of the horizontal stab that have to be inspected. If you'll look right here, we had to drill a new hole, and that's just to get a bore scope in and to inspect in there. I believe what it states is that you need to inspect for spider web cracking around the rivet heads. If there is, then you have to go into a whole new deal of removing those and replacing them. All right, so the only other issue, and this was a big one for us recently, the guy that built this put plastic brake lines on it, very similar to like a refrigeration brake line or refrigerator line. They were a little bit thicker, but I ended up having some pretty big problems out of them. I guess they probably had rotted or cracked over time of just sitting there and not being used. We ended up having to replace it with hard brake lines. It's been great ever since, but that really held us back for a while and kind of put a pause on our videos and stuff that we were really wanting to get at the beginning of the year. All right, so what do you think about the paint scheme? What do you think about the airplane overall? Do you have any time in a Vans RV4 or Vans line at all? What's some places we should hit? Some aviation meets coming up. We're really excited about this airplane and we're looking forward to meeting some of y'all. Y'all keep flying.